Have you ever wondered what separates good hurdlers from great ones? Today, we're taking a look at 8 athletes who are working hard to improve their hurdle technique. From beginners to experienced competitors, I'm going to share some quick tips to help them and you level up. Here's the exciting part. You get to choose. Just let me know in the comments which of these athletes you'd like to see get a full review next week. So let's jump into the quick reviews and see how we can help these athletes reach the next level. Okay, this is Isabella. She's a high school junior. She doesn't have a hurdle coach. She's having a hard time three-stepping, and she knows that she can't get past her sectionals unless she does, so she wants help. Let's take a look. Okay, Isabella, the first thing that I'm noticing here is the fact that you're slowing down coming into the hurdle. This is slowing down. This is really slowing down. And the other thing I notice is you lift your arm over the top of your head, and you're running with stretched out stride, with your feet in front of you, landing on your heels. Each one of these steps is putting on the brake. Here you are again, throwing your arm over the top, and then you have both of your arms out like helicopters, and again, way too high. So your biggest problem is that you're doing so many things that are actually ruining your speed, and if you can't maintain your speed, then of course you're gonna have to 4-step after this. Okay, this is Caden. He's a high school sophomore. He says he's been hurdling for 4 years, and he says he's having a hard time maintaining speed between the hurdles. Good lead leg, good arms, a little bit too high over the hurdle. Your touchdown could be better in that, see how your knee is bent and you're sitting back a little bit. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Very nice first step, nice second step, nice third step, and over the other hurdle really quickly. From what I can see, you have very quick steps between the hurdle, but I don't think you're going full speed. You only took 6 steps to the first hurdle, which tells me you're not actually working with full spacing. So it's hard for me to comment to tell you in a race situation why you're not getting fast enough turnover or running between the hurdles as you're trying to work on. But I don't see anything wrong with what you're doing. Okay, this is Charlie. He's a high school senior. He says he's struggling with his arms being loose and also keeping balance and straight over the hurdle. So let's take a look. First thing is I notice how you're squatting down right here. See how you got really low as you're going into the hurdle? That's the opposite of what you want to do. What you should do is get up tall and get up high. It gives you a better advantage of coming more flat at the hurdle. Now you're forcing yourself to go high over the hurdle. This looks overall pretty good, but your trail leg is a little bit behind where it should be at this point. You're right, your lead arm, you're pulling it out straight. So what you need to do is at this point, when you pull back your arm, instead of thinking about pulling back your whole arm, think about pulling your elbow back. That'll keep you in a tighter position. I can see that your trail leg hasn't rotated around to where it should be at this point. It should be more pointed forward than it is here. Okay, this is Austin. He's a college freshman decathlete, saying he struggles with his trail leg, sometimes worried about hooking it and falling. So let's take a look. Okay, so going into the hurdle, this is actually not bad. Yeah, right here, Austin, I can see that your trail leg is not in a bad position and you're rotating it around with the right timing, but you can see where your foot is. You should try to tuck your heel towards your butt tighter here. That'll swing it around quicker. And you notice the way you're pulling it through here, because it's open, you're actually pulling it over to the side of the hurdle, so that's cheating. If you keep it in tighter, and then when you pull it around, think about lifting up your pinky toe. That's gonna help you keep it high enough to clear this hurdle. Do you know a hurdler who can benefit from this? Share this video so we can find the best hurdling story. Okay, this here, the guy winning this race is only 10 years old, first year hurdling. He's in the under 13 in the UK, saying that he's struggling with balance and is landing on the hurdles and could use some help. So obviously, super talented, very, very fast. But let me take a look at what's going on over the hurdles. So the biggest suggestion I have for you is rather than jumping up, you need to jump towards the hurdle. That will probably come with more time as you gain confidence with your lead leg and your trail leg. So if you get those down really well, you can get better at this. So other than that, you're doing really well. The reason why you're off balance is because you're landing, you've jumped so high and you have to come down and land from such a big height that it throws off your balance when you hit the ground. Other than that, you're going to be sensational. Like, you look like a superstar. So keep it up. Okay, the young lady winning this race here is Madison. She's a high school senior, and she feels like her trail leg doesn't snap down fast enough. Let's take a look. When I look at it, the action of the trail leg isn't bad, and I don't see any point where you're intentionally holding it in place. The problem is, if you look here, it's how far you're landing on this side of the hurdle, which tells me you're probably taking off too close to the hurdle, which means if you do that, you're forced to go high over the hurdle, and it gives you too much time on the downside of the hurdle, or you have to keep going up, reach the top, and then wait for gravity to pull you down, and that's what the delay is coming from. If you were to pull back a little bit, maybe 6 inches to the hurdle, you'd be able to come flatter at it, which means you would touch down quicker on the other side, and you shouldn't have that issue. Okay, this is Raheim. He's a junior in high school. He's been hurdling for 3 years. He feels like he's coming off the hurdle really slow and wants to know how to fix that. So let's take a look. You see how bent your knee is right here? You're forcing yourself to go high over the hurdle. And if I look over here, sure enough, look how high you are over this hurdle. It's because you went over it with such a bent knee. So as you come into the hurdle, you need to straighten or nearly straighten that lead leg out so you can go lower, and that'll get you quicker off the hurdle and stop floating this way. Also, look where your trail leg is. Right here, I could still see your knee. That means you're letting your trail leg hang down too low. At this moment right here, when you're getting ready to go over the hurdle, you need to pull that knee out, get your thigh straight out from your hip, again, so you can go lower over that hurdle. And those things will help you a lot. Okay, over in lane 2 is a high school junior named Talon. He thinks that his arms and his lead leg aren't right, but he doesn't know how to fix it. So let's take a look. Okay, Talon, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with your arms. So you can see how you're twisted up here, and then now you have to come out of it. So look at your torso is over here facing the camera. In fact, your whole body is turned sideways. Your left hip is now twisted clockwise. And so this is where you're messing up. Because if you twist that way, you have to untwist. And there's always going to be a balance between your lower body and your upper body, where if one does something, the other has to do the opposite in order to keep you balanced. So if you can keep yourself straight, you'll be a lot faster. So that's it. Leave a comment with your favorite. You can either give their name or number. Next week, I'll announce the winner and give a shout out to the best comment. So let your voice be heard. If you'd like to be part of this, go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com and look for the free hurdle review.